Hello everyone, this is Maria from Divine Word. I would like to tell you the story about how I see the world, how I see life process in life cycles, and why do I think it's important not to think only about one issue, one thing. And the most people that I work with is about love. But I really think that the most important thing in our life is to do on our own, to grow, to expand, to work on our issues, and it will be perfect if partners will do it together. And if we don't, we came into the situations where one of the partners just grow up and leave the other one behind. So a few years ago, perfect couple, now looks like really like they not meant to be together, because one of them, and it's usually woman. And now I would like to call up for a man, all men population, to open up, to explore this inner world that was given to us. We have all right to have one and use one, because we need you. We, women, need you. You are also very powerful human beings, but as I can see from my experience with men, you stuck somewhere, and when you should cross the line of finish point, then you stop. And a lot of women are hurt, really hurt, because we do want to meet someone and live all our lives with our partners, and we are stuck because we are not stuck. We cannot sacrifice our growth for entire life because you are not ready to do the same. And we need you. We would really like to go all the way with you. So please wake up. I congratulate every man who's done the work. Well done, really well done. But as for female, I'm really proud to be one, because we went so many steps ahead that I can't be less than proud to us. And we are all in the row of spiritual awakening and waking up this deep knowledge that we all have inside. And as for me, I already saw this a million times. This is really important. Every single one of us carries a key, a piece of puzzle that all other person on this planet needs. So if only one of us don't wake up, don't use what we have inside us, it's one piece less that we need. So that's why I decided a long time ago to stop thinking and looking only love matters, because before that we all expect kings and queens in our lives, but first of all we are not ready to become one. So before you think about that, if you want a king or queen, what do you have to offer? And do you really think that you deserve to be in the king's present. Not kings as a male, but king or queen present. Because it has to be someone who has this deep knowledge inside themselves and deep insights about the world, about the life, about everything. They have to have expand thinking about a lot of things. They have to know how to rule themselves first, and then they can do it with everyone else. Do we really have to have what's necessary to be one? And I would like to address this request or subject to think about women who are listening to a lot of internet videos or seminars or stuff like that. I call it New Age crap because it is. I have really more and more, and it worries me. Women that they heard that they need to be goddess, and that's perfectly fine if you want to, and if you feel that you really belong into the goddess world. But we are humans here. These women that I was work with, they had this issue with I call it goddess Kali. They want men to adore them, to idolize them. They first do it with themselves, and I really don't think it's good, because we are losing sense in relationships, because it's impossible to be goddess and a woman in the same time, because we are here to be woman, and it's really magnificent energy inside us, and it's perfectly enough. I do believe in reincarnation, and I do believe that we are gods and goddess in the spiritual realm, and I believe that every one of us who, well, let's say, passed this school on earth in this time particularly, can be god or goddess in the spiritual world after we died, or while we're still living here. But as human beings, I believe that it's really important to act like ones, because we should have dignity, we should have all emotions in balance inside us, and we should live a life like that we deserve. It doesn't mean if you are fully woman that you are less goddess. I don't see this in that way. So I would really like to ask every woman that who believes that she is a goddess, and if you feel that you are unhappy in love, well, we are spiritual really a few steps ahead in comparison with men's, so they do have really difficult time to understand us, and we need to put some effort for them to understand what are we talking about. And imagine this: if you're already there when you can't be understood, and you pretend that you're goddess, so even a billion times more than you already are, how hard is it for men to approach you and to talk to you, because it's impossible mission, of course. So let's be human while we are, and let's find beauty here. So I decided today to show you one way of seeing the world and the cycles in the life, and I would like to tell you the story about the tarot cards, and you choose which one is for you, which one is not. But the tarot decks are designed to show us everything in our life. So I put here just major arcana cards to tell you the story. And let's begin. This is the Fool. So this is a baby who comes in the world of with expectation that everything is going to be perfect, easy. You know, he's innocent. He doesn't have any luggage. He's playful. He believes that he can walk through the clouds and you know, fly and stuff like that. So baby is a cycle that repeats in our lives. When we decide to do something different, something crazy, something new, innovative, something that we don't have reasonable, how would I say this, not doubt, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, we don't have reasons to do this, but we want to. So sometimes it's listening this crazy inner voice and repeat this cycle all over again in our lives. The only difference is because when we are baby, we are newborn, so we are on the first cycle, and when we end all these cards, we are in the on the second step, and on the third, and next time on the fourth, and who knows how many cycles we live through. One of crazy things when we choose to open to confront the system. This is the Fool. We want things that we believe it's right. Like a baby, I'm hungry, and if no one pays attention to me, I will cry and cry and cry until I get the food. I wet my pants, I will cry and cry and cry and cry and cry until someone do something about it, right? So the Fool is demanding sometimes, and with his playfulness and everything, he doesn't have much. At the beginning of our lives, he does have all support needed. There's the parents and probably cousins and neighbors, relatives, whatever. And later in our lives, this probably is something that's lost. So the more cycles of Fool we have, the less people to support us we usually do have in our lives. And this is the card of love, unconditional love through everyone and everything. And the same thing when we grow up, and the more cycles we've been through, this love knows to disappear or to be direct to only few people. It doesn't matter, is it people or nature or things that we love, and as many cycles we are going through, we forgot who we really are, and that's the big issue. And we forgot because we concentrate only on one area of the life, and as I said, it's the most lovers. It's in most case. And the fool is someone that we should always go back to. This is our origin. This is who we really are. And we are here to create. We are here to do something, but to do something good. Playfulness. Fool has this companion dog who is smiling. So when Fool goes anywhere, his companion smiling. If he's evil, his companion will suffer. So his good intentions, he's all positive, right? And we don't have much equipment while we are starting these first cycles in our lives. So it means we don't have experience at all, or we have just some. And that's why it's crazy to go there. But on this way, we teach stuff and we find out what the word means if we said the good word or bad word, how it affects us or people around us. It teaches alchemy of life. It gives us, or we make new opportunities. We fill our cups with emotions. We earn money or attention, or we find our waves in the life. So when we are kids, the magician is someone who learn how to get what he wants, what we want. If we have both parents around us, we don't have the same approach to them. For example, I will have this extreme examples so you can understand. So, for example, the father is working, and when he come home, he is tired, annoying. Don't touch him. He likes to be in his peace for a while. And the same time, mom was working, and she came from work, but she needs to cook, clean, and stuff like that. So both of them, from different reasons, don't have time for you as a kid. This was, of course, example. So you need to leave your father for an hour or two, maybe more, to rest before he can get this strength to play with you. And what you do, you don't stay beside, right? You don't wait for that. You ask for your for his attention. So you will do it with a stick, which means you will find all kinds of different approaches. So you will show him something what you do. You will try to ask him to help you with something. You will start new inventions, building something. A lot of different stuff just to get his attention. And along this work and this trying to do so, you fill your cup with emotions. This is normal. And you use your logic. You starting to use your imagination to do things that in the way you want it to be. And in the end, when you succeed, it doesn't matter if you succeed with your mom, dad, it was just example. Then you get this coin, and you have it all. You just finish your cycle with magician. And this sign of infinity means that we do this. We do this all the time. When we finish with our father, our mother just finish cooking dinner, supper, whatever, and finish his laundry and stuff like the important stuff. and then you came to her, but now she is too tired, and it's usually, cuddling, paddling, and stuff like that with the mom. So you need to do again this whole cycle to get attention. It's not something that our parents did intentionally. It's just the way it is. And add here grandparents, add siblings and neighbors and everyone. We just have to be magician to get what we want, and that's a good thing. Now, I was talking about this while we were child, but every time when we start something new, like a fool, we go in the same cycle with magician. We we are not going to be singer if we don't know how to sing, right? So we do have to need this all equipment, resources to do what we want to do, especially if we are working for ourselves. If we work for someone else, if we are employee, we do have some of this, and it's important for you to know that you have it all. You just need to work on this, because everyone, every single one of us has it all. We have new ideas, we have logic, we have cups, we have coins, we have everything, and we have here infinity. And this is important. Everything what we do, every cycle that we've been through and we're going to, is going with us into infinity. So this is the only important, how well we use what we have, and what are we doing to develop this, what we didn't so far. So I don't mean that if you want to be an artist and do this, you probably won't be Picasso, but there's if you don't have talent for this. But why don't you try? Just try different stuff. Something will fit you. If you try, you will know. And every time I will repeat this again. Well, when we're a child, we are on the first step, and the next cycle with magician, we are richer with this equipment for every single step. So who knows how many cycles we will do in our lives. And I would like you to think about how many did you so far, and where it brought you. And the most important thing, what you gave to the world, to infinity. Are you? It's important to do so, to share. I will stop here just for a moment. Sharing. I personally was involved with the illness of some close people of mine, and it happens that I was the first to find out that it was really a bad situation with health with this particularly one person. So I couldn't keep this secret because it's too heavy burden for me, and I share it with her son and other kids. And we went to the doctor who said 6 months earlier, if you came, we could do something about it. And in this matter, we can't. It's too late. And she died eventually, and I couldn't keep this knowledge about her illness as a secret. Now, this doctor was treating her kind of illness, and everyone else, we find out about him through her. And every time when we heard that someone is in the same position or state like this first person I was talking to about, we recommend this doctor. It was normal thing to do. It's sharing what you did for your community, for the people, sharing your knowledge, sharing your it doesn't have to be some skill like singing or dancing or something, writing. It doesn't have to be, but sharing your stories, sharing your life experience, it's enough. You know why? We are all in different stages in our lives. So if I tell you how I beat the system of my past few years, I may help some of you, and it doesn't matter what I did to get out of this situation. Just one sentence is sometimes enough for some of you to make this click and make your own changes. So it's sharing everything you can share. It's really important for everyone in our lives. Good experience, bad experience, everything matters. So we came to High Priestess. So we had full magician and now High Priestess. Who is she? Where are we in this state of our lives? This is knowing about good or bad. We have some fruits behind us, flowers, so we left something behind us, right? We have this moon, we know, we listen to our inner voice. We have this like justice, this feeling that everyone should be okay. Everyone should live in the way that they should be happy to express themselves, not harm others, but express themselves in the best possible way. So she's like a magician, but in a woman's way. She knows. She's like alchemist of this world. So she's in the, well, it's not a quote, I don't know how to say this in English, but it means that she really knows too much. Like this dress, it's not dress, you know what I mean, probably. So it means that she knows, she learned a bunch of stuff in her life, and she wants to share it with the world, but not everything, not at once, because it's not possible. No one walked with her on her path, so people don't know what she's been through and what she knows. So she's giving knowledge piece by piece, and she's so beautiful and so self-aware, and this is the most important thing, when you are self-aware. And when we are child, when we were high priests, both of us, men and women, when we try these different approaches to go and seek for attention, and sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't get it. Doesn't matter. And then we start to play with ourselves, to draw something, to make something out of sand, of dirt, of something. We become the high priestess. We need a time to be alone. For it doesn't matter, is it corner in the apartment or room or different house of where without people, but we need this place to be, so we can hear our inner voices, we can hear our inner guidance, and we can do in in the best possible way to accomplish what we heard, what our gut tell us. So this is the most important thing in our grown-up life, because we need this piece of sky for ourselves. We all have different knowledge about life, about any issue in the life, and we can't share it with everyone. This is normal. We can share just a piece of us, just a little bit. So it's normal. It's really normal thing to do while we carrying this sun and this moon and feeling for good and wrong, bad, inviting us, and we do the best possible way. We are okay and we are appreciated in for ourselves and for our community. And then we I will put these cards together. Why? Because it's the same, male and female, and we both have emperors, and we all have the same male and female energy inside us, and it's important to these two take into the balance. Why? Because women energy is insight, is passive energy of knowledge, of feeling, of creating, of something really beautiful in this matter. So Empress is someone who gave life, who birthed life. No, emperor gave up life, but Empress birthed life, and this is the river of the life that starts here with the emperor. So she is creating, she's doing something, and this river is flowing all the way through these cycles until the moon card. And I will explain later what that means, but it's important to know that every single one of us is, you know how water is important for us, I believe so. And the water is has its own memory, and the water remembers everything, where she been through every emotions. So it's important from the day of our birth. Oh, okay, I'm here. Until we accomplish these cycles in our life and make us stronger, that we know where our water was. So when we are born, this is the card that represents really our birth. She is female energy, so I believe I express all of this, what I needed. She's nature, nurturing, nature lover, nurturing, really wise, connected to the stars and moons. So creating something new with this insight, deep insights of knowing what to do. So I believe this is it. I'm sorry, I'm a little lost. I'm a little lost in this interpretation, because I wanted to say all at once. As emperor, he is truly main male energy, so he is like a knight. If you need someone to fight for you, to fight for his beliefs, for his family, he is the guy who will do anything and everything what's necessary to do the right thing, because he is the wise, and he has this experience, and he has this active energy. If you know any person who has just female energy, it will be someone who sits and talk, probably feel, and it doesn't matter is it female or male we're talking about, And if you have this male energy inside you, then you are proactive person. So he's all wisdom, he's logical, he's granted, no, um, he stands on the ground, so grounded. um, he has this they both have this scepter that means that they both independent, and they both can live separately, and it's better, when they're together, of course. um, so the water is there too. And when you finish this cycle, knowing female and male energy inside you, so what you're feeling and what you will do with it, and do it wisely, what would you do for the nature, what would you do for the people, and first of all, what would you do for yourself, then you become a teacher. So Hierophant is someone who becomes leader, and he knows things. So he's been through all these phases: fool, magician, high priestess, empress, and emperor. So he knows, he has all this wisdom, he has all the keys, which people, I'm sorry, I will focus this, who will people seek for, and people start to follow him. So he has really huge responsibility to choose words carefully, to act like someone who he should be, right? Like he knows what he's doing. He should do something big for the whole world, because he is someone who is changing things. It doesn't matter how small or big one. Sometimes the biggest changes come from the one single step of one single person. So Hierophant is really important, and he is not a ruler, he is a teacher, he is a master, he has, again, I don't know how to say this, it's not dress, I know, but let's pretend it is. So this dress of knowledge, he has these keys, he has power inside him to make these huge changes for the better. And like every card that I already said something about, it's cycles. So first step, second step, and every single time when we go through these steps, we are we have more and more experience, knowledge, and we expand. It's normal, it's perfectly normal. And now we come to the point when we fail. And I would really like to say something about searching for twin flames, because it becomes like a crazy race. Who will have the twin flame? Who will have the soulmate? Who is... I know what you mean, and let's back to the beginning of my story. Why? Because I really believe that we should be people, and when the two people are the same, like naked, what that means. I can tell you everything about me. You should know everything about me, so they should know everything about each other. They've been through things together. They gained wisdom, and these old fruits which represent they work hard together to get this fruit. So they become through the clouds and through the knowledge, and they guided with the sun and angels, and this is the perfect love. This is really the perfect love. We don't need anything more than this. And if you ask from, well, most of the women to search for the twin flame, to search for something specific, she will lose this perfect man for her, because she will always mean that this man is not good enough for her. So I've been there. I've had at least 1,000 clients in the recently, in the past few months, and I can't explain how much women went to this twin flame, into this twin flame stories. So I'm begging you, be humans, because when you're humans, you become equal, and when you are equal, we should be equal. When you are equal, you can build together something beautiful. And when you think that you are much higher than your man, then he's your servant, not lover, and that's not good. And it means the same for the mans, of course, but I had only few. Most of them are women. So please be yourself. Just be yourself. It's more than enough. Really, more than enough. You don't have to walk naked though, but that's what I really wanted to highlight here, because it's important, really important. We want to find twin flame, and yet we want to be loved like a human. So it's pointless and senseless for me. But we don't know who we are. We forget most of these things that we all have. We all have fool, and we all have magician, and we all have high priestess, and we all have everything inside us. But we forget, and we're trying to get that from this other person that we want to be with, and it's ridiculous, because we already have it. And when we find someone who is aware of this having stuff too, so it's perfect match like this. When these two humans get together, they should build things together. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm just new in this making videos, and I can't get used to it, where I should put what so you can see it. So this is a chariot, and those two should build something together, and in one point of time they will separate, in not divorce or something, in the life sense. So one of them will become an artist, and the other one will become a builder. So each of them will take in their own chariot, and with the knowledge from High Priestess, right and wrong, and this chariot has the same wisdom inside, and the wings to do so. It's star, moons, everything that, so experience and knowledge and deep knowledge about it. And this buildings behind means that you have experience, but you also have this goal. You don't go into chariot for nothing, just for a ride, right? So you know where you're going, and you just need to know that you hold the keys for success in this. So believe in yourself. That's all it takes to get where you want, because in this stage of life we are never pushed there. We can go here by our will, or just life can put us there. But every time when we are here, we should know that we have all what's necessary. So all what's necessary, I'm sorry, to go where we want to go. So high priestess and magician and the fool and the lovers inside us. Lovers first means love for ourselves, because I always say I can't make you coffee in my house if I don't have one, right? Well, I can't love you if I don't love myself. It's the same. So love for ourselves so we can love others. It's the same thing. So in the first step we have just a little experience, and when we go up we have much. And now you should put all this thing together. We've been where we've been, and we gain the strength. And this is the really important thing to say. When we gain the strength, it means that when we are full, we have this inside urge to do something with ourselves. Maybe foolish, maybe not, but we need to control that. Lots of times when we have this urge, you just remember how many times you thought you should do something now, just now, or burnings, or you will burn, and then you just sit for a second, and things work out, and or it just passed idea or something. So now we learn how to balance this strength inside us and outside us, so we become a master. And which fears, I have fears about this card, in the sense that when this pop up in the reading, it means that you need it. You will need it, because the time that is in front of you carries some burden that you will need strength to do this. And it's for, again, something greater than personal life, something for everyone else. And it's important now to say that when we accomplish something in our own life, and just share that with our friends or neighbors, someone, people talk, and it doesn't matter. We don't we are not all the same, in the matter that we all looking for fame or something like that. So it's just important to share this information with someone, and people talk, like I said. So eventually it doesn't matter, are we talking about recipe for some cookies from your grandparents, or we talking about life important stuff. It's important while you're doing this train thing to share with everyone, to put this into infinity. So you've been through a lot. You've been through everywhere, and everywhere where you should be. So you are full of flowers. Everything is, good in the sense, but you need strength. And now we will see why. When we strength. I'm sorry, strength. I didn't finish. When we need strength, it's like cuddling with wild animals. So sometimes we will have these crazy ideas that we should do things in a certain manner, and the people will not understand us. So we are doing it for ourselves, or we will this is idea and strength for this idea, and or we will hold this idea for a while until the right time comes. And I don't think it's easy to do it with a wild animal, so you need straight. And then we have this card. I forgot in English, I'm sorry. So he is someone who is all wisdom, who is all on herself. I will find the name. Who is all for himself. He knows where he goes. He knows why he does what he does. So you can't do anything to provoke him, hermit. You can't do anything to provoke him because he is so peaceful in his own inner world, because he knows he doesn't need anything from outside, just anything. He does have this light. He knows where he is going, and he has this long stick. He will wait for the right time, right circumstances, right words, right everything, right to do so. So he is peaceful. He is in his own world. So when we look into these cards, do you know when this happens? We all have this need to be alone, to left alone, to some of us do it in this peaceful manner, and some of us just some of people just running away without having a peace in their life, because we all feel sudden changes. And this is the wheel of fortune, which brings us really ups and downs in our lives. And during all the this spinning wheel, we are guided by our angels and guides and gods, whatever you like to believe, whatever you believe, I'm sorry. We have this knowledge, we have everything what we need for going through this, whatever gets us. And I know we can be bitchy about bad times in our lives, and it's never easy to be in such intense, especially now, in this intense time when we had this whole new moon, full moon. Now it's a retrograde Saturn and blah blah blah. You know what I mean, because you probably heard something, and it's hard, really really hard to take this, but we have all equipment. We've been through everything from the day we were born, and probably even earlier, but it doesn't matter for now. We all have what we should have to be in this spinning wheel in a bad manner, but we should be really grateful when we go out from this bad situation and stuff. When we look back, it's like a school, it's like a lesson, it's like a experience that just like a portal. When you go in, you have 20 years, and when you go out, you have 35. It doesn't matter how much you really stay in this, but it gives us really wisdom, experience, and stuff. We are never here if we don't have to be here. And what I would like to say, there's people who really believe that you can jump into the spinning wheel and get out whenever you want. Well, what's the point from lessons here if we are not learning something, if we are not experiencing what we wanted? And I'm not saying that you should be the victimized here or stuff like that, of course. But if I don't say this, it would seems like you meet someone and you don't like something about this person, just something, not everything, and you just go out. It's not it. But this person, maybe she should teach you a lesson, and you just needed to hear this person, and that's it. um, I had a client who is really loud, and everything about her it's really loud, from the way she looks, to the way she talks, she acts, everything. She's just sun, and loud sun. And I was telling her about these lessons. Most of the time, this loud people doesn't hear this quiet one, because they don't think that they can learn something from them. And the truth is, these quiet ones are most of the time full of inner knowing, inner voices. They have these inner voices, really, they're really connected with the higher realms, so they can send us a message. And in order to be this channel for this, they have to be quiet. They really have to be quiet. So I told this client of mine this, and she started to pay attention to this quiet person in her environment, and she said, you know what, this is the card that can describe, not this card, this is something what we experience, but knowledge from when she was telling these quiet persons about her Wheel of Fortune. They gave her really big insights about the reasons why, what they think that she needed to be there, and it really helped her, really helped her with change her look and the life and the persons and the extrovert, introvert persons and everything else. So we never hear without any purpose. Nothing in the life is without purpose. And when we are in the good spinning wheel, we are usually not learning much, because we are enjoying and just this that will be it, right? Or learning. And when we are learning, it's difficult, more or less. Of course, steps. First step shouldn't be difficult, but it's not the rule. And then when everything what we've been through comes to the end, so it's card when we need strength, right? And we come to the justice, right? We all know what's justice, but the most important is to be fair to ourselves first. And there's there's much stories about this spiritual awakening, and a lot of people saying that we should forget. While we came through this card, it's 11th of card from Major Arcana, we've been through a lot, really a lot. Now, when I'm talking about this, it seems really nice and smooth, right? But we should know, of course, especially when it comes to lovers. And the marriage, or when you live with your partner, and there comes families, and there come kids, and then they come, even if everything is beautiful, just to put those two things sides together, it's a hard thing to do. Even if you live with your one child alone, it's a hard thing to do. So this is something what carries the problems. I will make it. So these mountains are here for reasons, problems, and you not see always right. So it's not easy place to be. This clouds represents for me that it's not always easy, and when we start to awaken, we forget and forgive everyone else, but we forgot to do the same for ourselves. So this would be really important to do, to forgive yourself for things that you did or did not do. And I can throw as much insults I can think of on you in this moment, and it's nothing. It's really nothing. When you stay alone with yourself, what you do, what you say to yourself until the moment of this awakening, it's more than I can imagine, and I could ever in my entire life could think of and tell you this. So before this awakening point, we are our worst enemies, and it's important to forgive ourselves for every single word, thought, sentence that we had for ourselves in any bad manner. And it doesn't matter how much someone else hurt us and how deep we carry these scars, we hurt ourselves more, because when this major pain happened to us, we usually tell us different stuff, and something like, you deserve this, and it stays deep inside us. So please, when you come to this point of justice, be fair, be justice for yourself first, and then be justice for everyone else. And be truthful, because once everything will come up like a sun, and you will really want to be truthful. And now we had a lot, really a lot. And then we came to the hangman. Hangman is someone who is full of ideas, and now the strength is, we spend most of the strength, so we need rest. So he needs to look at the things from different perspectives. So something's wrong, just as here we decided which stuff are good for us, which are not. We use really good sense of logic to do that. We cut the core for some of the situation, even people in our lives. So we're changing a lot, but to do so, we need to think about it. We really need to think about it, and to look in the world and for ourselves. And I would really like that to happen when you forgive yourself first. So when you do that, you need time, and you need space, and you need to change the view from all different perspectives and ups and downs and everything, so you can decide which way you should go. And when you do that, it's necessary, right, to do this transformation. to cut this stuff that we really don't want to have anymore in our lives, to change this what we want, because we've been through a lot, and we have this, habit to keep everything within us. We don't forget, and this is really important. Where time where you should go back, just go back and heal your inner child, because this is the long road. Everything and anything could happen here. So there are probably people who are not in our lives anymore, which means that we have so many fears, so many different situations, and some of them are important and most of them are not at all. So we really should go back to the full and heal everything what we think that we should heal. So heal every attempt of searching for attention that we didn't get, so we felt frustrated, rejected, and hurt. Feel any attempt to listen to our inner voice and do something about it and fail, and we were mad about ourselves, of course. So heal that. Heal every attempt to listen to our inner voice and trying to express it, and we didn't do it in the perfect manner. So we were angry at ourselves. So please, please heal that. When you are young, really young, and you start to seducing people that you have crush on, and it's, when you look at it now, it looks silly. What I have done, and it was embarrassing in that time. And even now, when you look at it, it's probably some of the situations that are embarrassing. So heal that. It doesn't have to be embarrassing. It should be funny now. So everything you need, just heal. This is a really good place to be. Stop. Make this transformation. Heal everything what you should heal. Transform everything what should be transformed. And please, after all of this, and this is the river too, let this sun come, because you will need this time to heal, to put yourself together. And this is the water, and the temperance stays with one foot in the water, so she's listening her inner world, and with one foot she is on the ground. So she actually have every element inside her, and she's using it. She's been through a lot. She has this sun, she has this guardian protection, guidance, and she has ability to make herself, to make time for herself, to spend more time in the nature, to nurture herself, male, female, doesn't matter. So to give her time to be the fool and magician again. And we forgot this many times. We forgot this. Why we have these stop signs to heal and to go back to our lives. And I really believe that the reason why we push ourselves to be something what we are not is why we have this devil card inside us. I really believe after temperance, if we go back and become a magician, the devil wouldn't be here. But it's temptation, it's not the worst card here. There is no worst card here. And with the devil card, well, it can be, of course, some addictions, some problems with sexuality, problems with sacrifice, self-sacrifice. Is that? But it's something what we can do with the hangman too. So it seems like we are volunteering to do something what doesn't look like a part of our character. So we can be fooled with some person who looks like something else, and instead of that we get the devil card. So it's dungeon, it's burning fire inside us to explore, to do something crazy, something different. And of course we should be aware of, especially if it's addiction, to not go too far. Because when we have the tower, nothing is pleasant here. Everything is shaking, everything is burning. There's it can be that the light of the knowing, new idea, new something really new can cause this, but it's usually stuff that we do in our lives physically. And this crown means that we so far make our life to look in one manner, and now the crown goes, it's shaking, so we are not king or queen in our lives anymore because of this knowing or things that happens here. So the fire can be the burning of something that we didn't do when we are on oh, it's silly, when we were here in this state of life. And it can be burning something what we didn't want to see, and it usually happens with the people that we are really close bound to, and it shake everything. So suddenly we see this spark of light, we see what we missed, we see what we ignored so far. We see the clouds. No, we clearly see the clouds. When the tower comes, the most important thing that we always see, the dark and the clouds. But we don't see the sparkles here, everywhere around us. Do you see that? It's never it's never happened that's given something to us without solution for it. So everything is upside down, everything, and it's good thing. It's hard to do, but after that it's really important to go again inside, one foot in the water and the other foot on the ground. Oh my God, I will learn it with experience on my next step to magician, I promise. She's collecting this water from the inside knowledge, and she's she's putting, okay, down to the earth. So she's sharing this knowledge and healing and energy. She has these birds around her, so she's in nature, and which is most important, she's naked again. Why? She doesn't have to have anything to hide, because everything everything is burned out. So this means also that the secrets was discovered. So she's naked, she's in a really good place. And do you see this? Here I am. Do you see this? It's a daytime and it's not sun, it's a star here. And a lot of stars here. Which means listen to your inner voice, come back to your art side, come back to yourself, take your time and build something new for yourself, which is beautiful. And here ends our water. Yeah, water. Here ends the water. So from deep, 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 deep inside us, we sharing with this road in front of us our knowledge. This is really, really good. We have guardians around us. We have companions. We have everything we need to go through this road, and it happens after the tower moment in our lives. Usually it does. Like I said, when we have good time, we don't have lessons, deep insights. It doesn't really matter to us. We just have fun. And when we do have hard time, then everything here, what I'm speaking now, it's important. And it is the moon card, but with these drops of wisdom here on the road, put it on the road. And this is a dog and a wolf here, like messengers from the inner and outer world. So it's beautiful. And the Scorpio, of course, which is wisdom. And here ends our river that starts with the Empress. And then we have the sun. And the sun means, again, we are naked, we don't have reason to hide ourselves. We are on the horse, which is the proud, which is the strength, which is the dignity, which is victory, which is, a beautiful, beautiful place to be. We have this orange flag here, which means we are ready to do new work, new creativity, and the horse, of course, is white. So like a blank paper, you have the pen and do whatever you need. And everything is really high vibe, really high vibe. And anything you want to do for others, again, it's sunny, it's open, it's directed to you. So all energy you needed for this you have. So do it. This is beautiful. And I wanted to say about sun something, that this is the, how I say, waves, and this is the vibes of energy, something like that. So be in the good vibe to do things and share yourself to the world. Now you really have everything you need to share. Now, I will explain this, but when we look at all this, what I was telling so far, we've been through a lot, really, really a lot, really a lot. And few times I already said that you need to share knowledge. Why I can't find the card? Here it is. Okay, I did. I said a couple of times that you need to share the knowledge. It doesn't matter which card it is, but it is magician, it is strength, it is hierophant, and it is really important in these stages to share your knowledge, because when you're magician, you become aware of your inner world and how rich you are with this, with the strength, of course, what you've been through and what you had to do. With the Hierophant, of course, you're a teacher, and you should teach, you should speak about it, about everything you accomplished so far, but the world card is the last one, so you're finishing the cycle, and when you're finishing the cycle, that means that you've been through all this stuff and you really have something to share. And we have two infinities signs here, and the circle has the beginning and the end of everything. So it is recommendation from the tarot to share whatever you can so far. When you do that, you are not done. You are going to another step of Fool. So you will probably do something. So let's see, for example, you've been through all the stuff and then you wanted to write a book about it. Okay, so you did, you've been through all this process and you publishing book and going through this signaturing and stuff. And then what? Yeah, maybe someone will decide to make a movie out of your book, and good. Then what? And then you have new idea. Okay? And then you know you're a magician, but in the first book you use your cups and use your swords to do miracle out of your previous experience, and now you will add sticks and coins into this, and now you know you have this high priestess in you, so it will be much deeper now. And now you really have experience as emperor and empress, and you become the teacher, right? And you really someone who can't be stopped when start to speak about, and you have experience, good or bad, in this love card. You know, this little arcana, little arcana really describe this major arcana perfectly, because every card that I show you so far has a bunch of possible outcome, actually. So let's see, for example, this card, which is one of the most important one in our lives. We all want to be loved and we all want to love, but if we don't do these steps along the way, and it really happens when a wheel of fortune come into life of married couple, if one of them should taking care of this, well, the next step will be divorce, which is normal. You should be together, so grow together, being through everything together. After divorce, of course, you have healing. After healing, you have experience, experimenting with yourself. After that, you know, everything has place. Everything has its place, so use it. And here we can have this beautiful family card, or you can have this from the Little Arcana, or you can have the fight. So everything has billions of different outcomes, as I said, but it's more important to know that you should be everything. I don't mean this perfect person in your life, but you already are the Fool. You already are magician. You already are everything. You cannot, you shouldn't just looking for this other person to satisfy your need for growth and thinking that this is it. Don't forget that every single one of you carries the keys that's really important for all humankind. And with magician, with the Fool, with the saint, with everything, and with the right partner in your life, you should manifest this good for everyone else, you and everyone else. And that's why we are here, not just for love and for partner love. That's what I meant. And everything what I said so far, it's pure love for humankind. And we are all here to serve, not to be servant, but to serve this higher purpose, higher good. And with that being said, I will make another video where I will explain how I do things and what I really actually do with karmic reading, and why I decide to make this video first, why I don't look only in the love life. I know it's important, but for me, bigger picture, when I look at the bigger picture, I see marriages which is finishing with the divorces and stuff like that, and after 20-30 years of marriage, and I know that this is something what happens because one of the partners didn't want to grow. And the most important thing is for us to wake up, to live our call. I call it mission. So it doesn't matter, do you clean the streets, or you're taking care of someone's garden, or you are teacher, or whatever you do it with love, really with love, and that would be your mission. We are all important. Without you who cleaning our streets, we were living in the garbage. So thank you everyone for being who you really are, if you live your own purpose. And I would like to help everyone who wants to find their own place, where place in earth there where you feel really good to belong there, to know that this is something what can help you or other person. I would really like to help to find out who you are and be there along the way while you express yourself in that manner. So next video will be in English, will be about karmic cards, which we'll do once in a lifetime, and after that we can watch these love issues. So thank you. If you like what you heard, please hit the like, subscribe button, leave your comments. I would like to see what you think about this, and see you next time. Wish you all well. Bye.